go back to the beginning. I really want to go
Okay.
back to the beginning, Omya. I just want to like remember how all this got started, what you were struggling with, how you got into the program. Should we start there? And
So I got diagnosed with a prolapse after my first baby, which I gave birth at only 26. And so I was just, I'd heard of a prolapse and I thought I was doing all the conscious things that would never happen. Like that only
right.
happens if you have forceps delivery or all this stuff. And I had a home birth and and it was great and um and yeah, so it was just like a couple weeks postpartum, I was just walking and I felt something that really scared me. And so I started to suspect it and I saw a holistic practitioner and she told me I had prolapse and that I shouldn't even carry my baby, is what she told me. And I was at
Wow.
6 weeks postpartum. She was like, don't carry your baby unless you're sitting down, laying down. And I
How did
already
that
felt like,
feel?
well, yeah, I
Yeah.
did this like first 40 days, like laying in my bed, like I thought I did everything right.
I
And
get it.
I was so fit in my pregnancy, and I just was like devastated that this happened. Like, yeah, it just felt like even if I do everything right, this still happened. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And so I did believe right away. I did think that I could heal. I felt like I could. It felt overwhelming, but I was determined. And but yeah, it was an extremely difficult mental battle of feeling so limited in my body because I had this vision of wearing my baby 24/7 and, getting in the garden, doing work on the land and everything. And I felt scared to do all that stuff. I was just so aware of symptoms all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of where it started. And I was doing so much research and trying
Mm.
every little program, I did all sorts of core exercises and like I also believed in kind of a mind body approach, but I didn't really know how to apply it, you know. Like I knew
Okay,
that
that's a good
was
point.
yeah, I
Yeah.
knew that had to
Yeah.
be a piece, but I
Right.
just didn't know like I think I saw you in some video, you said something like, people used to always tell me to love myself. And I was like, sounds great. How? You know? So
Right.
that's kind of where I was at. I was like, okay, what do I do about that though? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it kind of just felt like healing was some random thing that might occur someday if I had the perfect posture all the time and breathed correctly every single time I grabbed anything and blah, blah, blah. And
Mm.
um, yeah, so I was just kind of at my wit's end with that, going through cycles of being hopeful and then symptoms come back. And so then I would
Mm.
kind of
Mm.
research and go crazy online again and see what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
somehow I connected with Lisa one day. And
Yes. Lisa, who's healed. Lisa, ultramarathon Lisa, as we call her.
yes, ultra
Yeah.
marathon Lisa, the perfect person to find.
Right.
You know, late at night
Yeah.
after my baby's asleep, just Googling and going on the Facebook groups and everything. And yeah, she actually, when I found her, I found some old sharing she did where she said that she was about to embark on some thing that she was excited about, some
Oh, really? Our
yeah. So
program.
it was an old post, and
No
out of
way.
all
I
the
didn't know
posts,
that.
yeah, I felt drawn to her.
So
So
cool.
I messaged and said, hey, like, how did that go? And she was like, well, that was good. And then I joined this coaching program and I
Mm.
healed in 12 weeks. And
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, And
So
I
cool.
honestly couldn't believe it. Lisa's so beautiful. You guys can look up her interview on Jenny's channel. Like, I almost just was like, is she a real person? Like, now she's about
Yeah.
to run a marathon. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
she was so sweet. And yeah, just telling me about her experience that just, she just felt like totally transformed. And And that it was a mind-body approach and all that. And so it just completely resonated for me. And so, yeah, then I connected with you and I had a urethra seal, grade 2. Um,
Grade two. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, which
Mm.
I didn't even know fully the like medical diagnosis of my grade until just recently when I healed. I had her send me the notes because when I first got it checked, first of all, I didn't even want to get her to touch it because I was so like, I just didn't even want to face the reality or something, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I
But
get it.
then when she did, I didn't want to know the grade because I didn't want it in my head. I like,
Yeah.
I was trying to be positive, but it was also kind of like a fear of like, I just don't even want to, I don't want to know if it's that bad and then feel afraid
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I was exactly the same. I kind of knew I needed to know because somewhere I knew this was probably going to happen.
Hmm.
But part of me was like, I don't want to get that etched into my mind because then it's really
Yeah,
hard to get it out of your mind. So it's good you did it the
exactly.
other way around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah,
didn't know for sure. I mean, I suspected I could feel it in my body, but I didn't know for sure until just I got the
yeah,
notes and it was like, yeah, grade 2. And then it was like, nothing, it's gone.
yeah. How did you feel in that moment?
Getting the confirmation.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. Yeah, it was just like, I was just in absolute, like, not shock, because that's kind of sounds bad, but just like everything in my body was lit up like, are you serious? Like, really? I kept asking her. I kept saying, like, because first she said, yeah, no concerns. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like,
yeah,
she's like,
right.
yeah. And she was like, yeah, she's just checking everything. She's like, good, yeah. And I was like, okay, so what do you mean? She's like, yeah, I don't feel any prolapse. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? And she's like, yeah, it's all no concerns, you know? And I was like, so what do you mean? Like, is everything like where it's supposed to be? You know? I was
I'm
like,
glad you
like,
checked.
like,
Yeah,
let's be really specific here.
yeah,
And
right.
she's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's all good. She's like, oh, when I had you laugh really hard, I could maybe feel the slightest movement, like, but I wouldn't even tell anyone that normally. It's just because you want to know all the details. Like if somebody came in here with no history, I wouldn't even mention it. I'm not going to write it. Like it's nothing, doesn't mean anything. And I was like, okay, so you're saying I could just go out and run right now? And she's like, yeah, I don't see any reason why not. And it's just,
Yay!
yeah.
So overjoyed for you.
Yeah, yeah, I just felt so amazed. And, I wasn't totally sure before I went to the appointment. I just
Yeah.
had this feeling, from my inner being to like get the ball rolling. Like, it
Mhm.
takes a little while to get a referral and I want to
Yeah.
see where it's at. And so I did this appointment and I just kept kind of hoping and believing and just thinking like, it could happen. It could totally happen. I don't know, and
Yeah.
I'm vibing super high. Like this program's really working for me. It could be already, it could already
Yeah.
happen. And it
Oh.
did.
Duncan and I are so crazy proud of you because I'd love you to tell us about this because you took the work, you were ready for the work, you needed this and wanted the steps, right? You wanted to know, well, I get the mind-body connection, but what do I do? And you just flew with it. So can you tell us about that, your experience of being in the program, the tools, the other amazing women?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh, everything. It was like so far exceeding my expectations of what would even be possible and it's hard for me to explain it to people a little bit because it's so experiential. Like, like actually going through the processes and feeling how much better you feel, how quickly you can access good feelings is just it's amazing how effective it is. I was blown away. And I had been watching your YouTube videos and kind of learning about emotional scales and stuff and applying it some before I joined and it was very helpful.
Mhm.
Even just trying it on my own. I felt I made a
Yeah.
lot of progress.
Yeah.
And but then joining, um just like the level of support and how you always had an answer, like for everything that I had. I was just like, wow, like every little thing, because I used to kind of probably part of why I got the prolapse is I used to have this idea that things are harder for me, like
Right. Yeah.
somehow I'm like special in this way that makes things harder for me. That was like this idea I
I remember you
had.
telling me that actually. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
like I just felt like I don't resonate with kind of like, typical like, even when I was taking the really physical approach to try to heal, everything was your
Yeah.
posture, your glutes and this, and I was like, I've been obsessed with good posture for years and, the micro muscles and primal movements and breath and all the stuff. So it's like all this stuff just felt
Mhm.
like it didn't apply to me. And I felt like, oh, I have a great life. I'm married. I have my own land. I had a
Yeah.
conscious conception. I really wanted to be a mother. So I just felt like, oh, all this stuff doesn't apply to me. And,
Got
but it
it.
did.
Yeah.
It did. On these deeper levels, of all these ways I was really hard on myself and all these
Mm.
just different things. So being in the program and really getting these answers that I was looking for that I didn't even know I could find, um, it just changed everything. Right away, I started to feel really hopeful, like, oh, this is gonna work for me.
Yeah, nice.
And
Yeah.
back to the practical aspects, like we were saying, I've been into mind body healing for years,
Mhm.
read different books and different modalities on the topic, and I used to do EFT and I had a therapist and did EMDR. I did a lot of therapy in my pregnancy
Yeah.
and, meditation and breath work and integrative awakening. And, I mean, I could go on. I've done plant
You did
medicine.
everything. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And yeah,
Yeah,
and it all helped in some way, but
for sure.
the program really was like it gave me the structure to know
Mhm.
like how to raise my vibration and my emotions on a daily basis for
Yeah. Yeah.
every topic and
Yeah.
really efficiently. I used to kind of
Mhm.
dread my therapy sessions because I would have to go back and dredge up this trauma and I would be exhausted the rest of the day, maybe even 2 days, crying, going through all this stuff. And
Mhm.
like this was just totally different. It was so, it's like we go there. If it's up, you feel your feelings. We're not avoiding the topics, but it just helps you bridge that gap to your soul, and the more expanded part of you that can hold all that and integrate that and have a positive perspective on it authentically, not just some fake affirmations that you don't believe.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, so
Oh,
the structure and the practicality of it was so great. It was just the right amount of like free flowing, like kind of intuitive, you don't have to do it exactly a certain way, but there's also like a really clear process to follow depending on wherever you're at. And
yeah.
and of course the group, I mean, so many times I would lean on just saying like, well, all these other women healed. So
Yeah.
I could do it
Yeah.
too. It's possible. I'm no longer just kind of out alone, on the wild, wild west of planet Earth, like you say, just kind
Yeah.
of hoping, like no one else believes this, but I think it's possible. And maybe some people on the internet I've found maybe they've healed, but I don't know them. But
Yeah.
actually having this relationship with all of you guys and all these women that have healed was just so grounding and so just such a support to yeah, it's just reassuring. Like anytime there's doubts, it's like, well, we're all on this together and all these women have healed, so I can too. Like this process works, just like seeing all these women, these normal women, not just like hippie woo woo women,
Right.
like just
Yes.
having these results. And then I was just like, when I
Yeah.
first got diagnosed, I remember telling my husband, truthfully, what I want. I had a moment of
Yeah.
clarity amongst the devastation of like what I wanted, which
That's so
was,
cool.
yeah, I was like,
I haven't heard this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want someone that can basically hold my hand from point A to point B that knows confidently I can heal and will take me every step of the way. And that's exactly what the program was.
Love
Took
it.
me a little bit to manifest it, but that's what it is.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You knew it.
Yeah.
And what were your fears? Because I think this will really help women watching. What were your initial fears? Because obviously coming from that vulnerability vibration, this could too good to be true. Can you share what your fears were?
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I
Let's get into
remember,
this. Yeah.
yeah, okay, I was definitely afraid that, like, okay, some women have healed, but maybe there's a bunch that are just not healed. Maybe they're asymptomatic. And I was like, no, that's not good enough for me. That wasn't
Yeah.
good enough for me. I had found
Mhm.
programs, where they did the physical stuff and they're like, look, I can lift weights again, but they still had the
Right.
prolapse. And
Mhm.
I wanted to heal it all the way. And yeah. And so
Yeah.
I was afraid that I would kind of be told to like just be positive and happy. Look, you can use your
Mm.
body more. It's fine,
Yeah, got
And
it. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I was also I was afraid that like because I had found some women online that had healed. And
Hmm.
I was kind of seeing like, oh, some women seem to be able to heal in that first year postpartum.
Mm. Yes.
And I was creeping up on that when I found the program. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, maybe some people, like just on a physical level, their body is able to heal in that window. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like chance that they healed with the program, maybe it helped a
Got it.
little, right? But
Yeah.
like, I'm not one
Yeah.
of those. I had in my head, like, I missed my window potentially.
Right.
And so it's not necessarily going to work. Like, I was thinking, like, yeah, this program probably helps, but there might just be some chance involved and I might be unlucky,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, so I definitely had thoughts like that. And yeah, like I shared before, just feeling like things are harder for me. I've already done all this stuff. This is not new to me, you know?
Hmm.
I've done meditation and this and that and
Yeah.
so it's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not going to work for my issues or whatever it
Mhm.
is. I already know this stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that I definitely worried about that.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your authenticity. That's just amazing to hear. And what would you say to yourself now? What would you say to your Omya back then? What advice would you give? What would you say?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Wow, what did I say to her? Well, I would probably say to her, like, just don't even worry about it. You are exactly on the right track. You can't get it wrong. You're guided, you're going exactly where you need to go. Just take whatever route you need to get there
Yeah.
and just you're good. You're good. It's all taken
Yeah.
care of.
Yeah. Amazing. Because remind me how long it took you to heal. How many weeks did it take?
Yeah, well, I went back and counted because it was a little shy of three
Oh.
months. It was 11 weeks.
Oh. Oh, you
Yeah.
may have beat Lisa on the race.
Yeah, yeah, not that it's a
Love
race,
it.
but yeah, I was so
I'm
attracted
joking.
to that, right? Like,
I'm using the
'cause
ultra marathon analogy.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she was 12 weeks. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
impressive. Like, I want to get
Yeah.
in on that, you know?
Yeah. Oh. And were there any results or aspects of the program that surprised you?
Yes, yes. Okay. So a big one
Hmm.
is I feel so relaxed about sleep now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Tell me
not
on that.
something, I don't think I really even talked about this in the group much.
Yeah.
I, it wasn't something I thought of as a problem too much, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
Obviously, when you have a little baby, they're waking you up all night. And, I had
Yeah.
my just ups and downs with that, but I just was like, that's just a part of it. But
Yeah.
I, I just always had this story that I need a lot of sleep ever since I was a little girl. It was like I would even my parents would tease me a little that I go to sleep so early I sleep so much. I'm
Yeah.
so tired all the time was a story I had about myself. And
Got
I
it.
had been growing out of that, but um I just absorbed some things from the program that others have shared, when they had issues with insomnia. And it
Yeah,
just like
right.
landed so deeply. I was like, yeah, it's just 24 hours in a day. It's nothing to stress about. Just sleep when
Yeah.
I'm tired and
Mm.
don't when I'm not. Even if I'm awake, it's okay. I'm inspired,
Yeah.
and doing the processes is just like
Hmm.
so energizing. Like being in
Mm.
alignment, it
Right.
just I'm
Yeah.
allowing all this energy to flow through my body. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so now at times, I'll wake up. Sometimes it's easier for me to process in the middle of the night just because I woke up and I'm like, okay, sure,
Sure.
I'll just do it.
Yeah.
It's not like some rigid thing I'm doing,
No.
It's just
No.
natural, and like my baby's asleep, so I have more of that peaceful time. And I'll
Right.
just
Yeah.
process for an hour or something if I want to. I'll do more if I want to. It's just what I feel like. And
Yeah.
and then I'll go back to sleep whenever, and I don't have this story anymore like, oh, I didn't get good sleep last night. I woke up at 4 a.m. It's too early. Oh, blah blah blah, whatever. Like I just don't even think about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm flying high right now throughout the day. And oh, if I need a rest, and I just take a rest. It doesn't feel like a big deal.
Yeah.
Which is so great as a mom,
It's
because
huge.
it's
Yeah.
exhausting, and she's waking up at night still at times, and
Mm.
now it's like a big burden lifted that I didn't even know I was carrying. I don't mind it at all now. And I want to have a lot more babies, so now I
Yeah.
have
Right.
that in my pocket, right? So I'm just to not
Yeah.
stress about the sleep thing.
Yeah. And how has that changed your life? And how has that changed your mothering, knowing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a symbol of just an underlying deeper feeling of just being
Mm.
relaxed about everything, really.
Love it.
And
Yeah.
anything that I'm not relaxed about, I know that I could get there. I have the tools, and and it's kind of exciting when I notice that. I'm like, oh, I could relax about that. Like I could feel good about that. Wouldn't that be
Hmm.
nice? Like
Yeah.
it just kind of
Yeah.
keeps moving into like different little areas. Like, oh wow, that I've been holding tension about that. That even that could
Yeah.
transform. And
Yeah.
with a little bit of tuning. And so I just feel so much more confident and excited for life than I ever have, really. And and like I said, I already had a good life. Like I have
Yeah.
land, I live in Hawaii,
Yeah.
I have a great husband, and I love my baby to death. And but now I feel so empowered that I can really create
Mhm.
what I want, and I can feel good no matter what the situation is. I have the tools to feel good,
Mhm.
to come back to myself, to come back to my soul and who I really am. And
Mm.
that's just priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Yeah. I felt that deep. Oh, you're amazing. So, Omya, other than healing a grade 2 urethra seal, which is, I mean, crazy, amazing, unbelievably proud of you, do you have any other wins in the program?
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, endless.
Where to
Yeah.
start?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, yeah, in the program, and I mean, it's still in the program, lifetime access, so it's continuous, It almost feels now like healing the prolapse was just like, okay, that was just step one,
Yeah. Yeah.
now we're really getting into it.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. We get to
yeah,
follow you having all these beautiful babies as well, and the family grows,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It honestly, in a way, it feels really cool to have this experience with my first baby because,
Yeah.
normally they're like, oh, the more you have, the worse your pelvic floor gets or something.
Mm,
And now I feel like my pelvic floor is just going to get better and better. And
agreed.
yeah, and I feel
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
confidence about going into having more babies now, which is such a change from, when before I was like, oh my gosh, this is my first baby and I want to have many more. Like, how am I going to deal with this? Is it just going to get worse? And now I have no concern, no concern that it's going to come back. I just feel like I'm just not a match to that anymore, you know? Like really
Love
from
it.
the root, I just know that I can't go back to the way I was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, so other benefits from the program, I mean, I just that feeling, the feeling of more
Mm,
empowerment and confidence
mm,
and being
mm.
relaxed and hopeful about life and how I can handle life and create what I want. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
ultimate prize, you know,
Yeah.
because that brings everything else that I could
Yeah.
want, you know? And
Sure.
I mean, a big one is my wolf dog.
Yeah. Tell us about the
That,
wolf dog.
yeah, so that's a big thing. So I had wanted like some type of northern breed, wolf dog, husky, Malamute,
Mm.
something like that for years. You know, I knew if I had a dog, I want that kind of dog. Now I live in Hawaii. So
Yeah. I was thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not too many of those around here. And, you know, I had worries that it's going to get too hot. And my husband's very
Sure.
practical, you know.
Yeah.
If I had brought that up, he would kind of tease me about it. Oh, Omya wants a husky, you know, but we, we live in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so there was actually this dog, this very dog that I got was available before I got into the program. I had found him, you
No
know,
way.
yeah, I had found him on an ad
I
and
didn't remember that piece on you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and he's absolutely stunning, you know, this Malamute Husky mix, two different colored eyes, like perfect, gorgeous wolf
Yeah.
dog. And I remember
Yeah.
seeing him and thinking, like, no way, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just didn't,
Crazy.
yeah, I didn't think it was
Yeah.
possible. I saw him and I kind of almost ignored it because I was like, this
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen, you know?
Yeah.
And so he was there and I figured he's gonna get snatched up so quick, right?
Yeah.
And
Sure.
so he was there. And then I knew a big part of this breed, okay, that maybe not everyone knows, is they have to exercise a lot. They have
Mm.
to run and walk,
Yeah.
like they like to exercise hours a day. They're bred to pull sleds.
Wow. Right.
And
Of course. Yeah.
yeah, and so it
Yeah.
goes perfectly with my healing journey because at the beginning of the program, I remember telling you, I can't walk more than half a mile baby wearing without feeling like, you know, everything's going to fall out of me. And
Of
it bothered
course.
me so much. I really wanted to be able to walk and run. I ran into my pregnancy a little bit until I got morning sickness. Like I was such an athlete.
Right.
And so I wanted to get back to running and walking, you know. And so yeah, throughout the program, then after a while of working on my beliefs and my split
Yeah.
energy and just starting to feel more confident in my body, I was starting to up those miles while still healing. I
Yeah.
was wearing my 25-pound baby and walking
Yes.
several miles a day and I still healed and
Yeah.
which is so amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And so yeah, so it
Badass.
slowly built up and then this dog just kind of kept coming back to me like I started to feel more open to the possibilities, like that I can have
Yeah.
the things that I want. It didn't
Yeah. Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
far off
Yeah.
dream anymore. I was like, you know, I just feel drawn to
Yeah.
this dog. And I felt like if it's my soulmate dog, it's just gonna work out. I don't have
Love it.
to, I can't get it
Yeah.
wrong, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
out if he's meant to
Yeah.
me, meant to be with
Yeah.
me. And somehow I would kind of text the guy again. I was a little afraid of about him. Like, am I just flaking? I'm asking about this dog, but I'm not buying him. But then he'd be like,
Love
yep,
it.
he's still available. Oh, we had someone come from a different island, you know, from Oahu come and they want him. Oh, but it didn't work out. Like it just wouldn't work out for one reason or another. And then you know, then my husband was kind of open up to it a little bit. Okay, she really wants this dog, you know. And and then one day he's like he wanted to go look at something else and it's, you know, the dog was across the island. And he
Right.
was like, "Oh, I want to go check out this thing in the same city." And I was like, "Oh, you know what else is over there?" He's like, "I do." Why don't you go text the dog guy and we'll go check out that dog? And
Wow.
and so we did and we got him and that week was the week that I healed. So I got him and I knew I was like, okay, well, I'm walking now. I can walk this dog, get him the exercise he needs. and it'll be before
Yeah.
I know it, I'll be walking more, I'll be running this dog, okay? And the next week, I got the confirmation that I healed. And
The law of attraction,
yeah,
even 20 years in, 20 still blows my mind.
yeah, so it just all lined up perfectly when I was ready to be able to take care of him and exercise him. And I remember telling my pelvic floor PT, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing! I'm gonna be out there running with my dog." And she's like, "Yeah, go for it." And so now I
Wow.
am. I take my dog for runs. I walk him sometimes 5 or 7 miles in a day. He has so much
Amazing.
energy, and yeah. Yeah, if you would have told me that, I mean, at the start of this program, like, okay, you know, you're gonna join, and in 3 months, you're gonna have this wolf dog you always wanted, and you're gonna be going on runs. I would have been so mind blown.
You would have said, Jenny, no, I'm not doing this interview with you. You've lost your mind here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I know this lady's she's just yanking my chain. I don't
Yeah.
believe her. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my goodness, that's just the best story. Obviously, I heard the story on the call, but to really properly hear it from you and the timing and the synchronicity,
Yeah, it
just
all just
amazing.
lined up. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, incredible. I love it. I now know what the title of this video is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
totally.
yeah. And did you have any, have you got any relationship wins? Did you find, your relationship with your husband, you know,
Yeah.
changed?
Yeah. So that's another one where I I felt that I already had a really good marriage. And I
Yes.
did. I
Yes.
did. I feel like I had the tools to, you know, kind of like do things the right way, like have mutual respect and communication and
Right.
communicate what I
Yeah.
want. And like, we never argued, I mean,
Hmm.
that's so rare. Like, the energy between us was really good.
Yeah.
And like, underneath the surface, I still
Hmm.
was holding this
Hmm.
resentment and anger and like even hatred at times. Like,
Yeah.
that was just something like a vibration I was really holding.
Yeah.
And that's the key, holding. I was holding it because I didn't know how to process it. And I was just wearing it on my body.
Yeah.
And the program really helped me, like, because it's not about like stuffing it down or putting an affirmation on it. It's like, it's really alchemizing, transmuting it, like processing it into how your soul really views the topic. And when you
Yeah.
feel really expansive and empowered, like, what do you really want? And allowing that.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like I had this box of stuff that was kind of stuffed in the corner. Like, I have a good marriage. I don't want to open that, because it might ruin everything. And so to go in there and clean that all up and be able to touch that and like really connect to my feelings and what do I really want underneath and know that it's possible without a whole bunch of mental gymnastics. Okay, here's a big thing for me is that I've always been a figure it out person, like research
Yeah.
everything, figure out how to do everything right, like I can solve this, like, and that puts so much pressure on me. I learned a lot and it's a skill and a strength of mine, but I was like out here alone trying to solve everything in the
Hmm.
world. And so much weight on my shoulders to
Hmm.
figure
Hmm.
everything out and to solve everything and fix everything in my life and other
Yeah.
people's lives too.
Yeah.
And and so learning how to tap into my resources of, that there's infinite possibilities in this world and so much support and that like I'm being guided. I don't have to figure it all on my own. Like I actually can't see the solutions when I'm in that vibration of lack and insecurity and or
Yeah.
resentment and anger and all those things. And so it was such a weight lifted from my shoulders that like I think I stuffed all that stuff away because I didn't know how to solve it. And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is pretty good. So
Yeah.
just leave that. And so
Yeah.
now, like being able to just kind of allow these deeper things that I want. This just like more ease between us, more harmony on like certain things that really matter to me, like
Yeah.
my home
Yeah, yeah,
space and just like our shared space and like simple things like just like cleanliness and order
mhm.
and like
Yes.
um how we make decisions together on the land and money and like all that stuff. Like I, I'm not saying everything has perfectly worked out yet, but what I
Yeah,
am saying is I feel very confident that it is going to.
yeah,
And there's been so much progress that I just feel relaxed and like I
yeah,
can kind of just enjoy this journey of our like ever unfolding relationship and knowing
yeah,
that it's going where both of our souls want it to go. Like it's just going to get better and better. And
yeah,
that's like the key to a marriage. Like you have to know that it's just gonna keep growing in a way that you'll both love together. And
yeah.
so that's just like a huge weight lifted from me as well. It's like
Oh,
all these things, right? The prolapse is pressure. So I lifted this weight
pressure
and
off.
this weight and all
Yeah,
these different weights lifted off
yeah,
me until it healed. And
yeah,
so yeah, no
yeah,
longer having that feeling of these things stuffed down that I don't know how to solve. I can't get them. I have to kind of just deal with it and think about something else, that
hmm hmm
now I just feel like our relationship, yeah, it's just getting better and better than it already was.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and and to not feel like I have to like solve and figure out and be perfect, right? Say the exact right
Yes.
things, communicate perfect nonviolent communication and never this and
Yeah,
that and like and just like
yeah.
be like basically this saint that is like the
Right.
perfect wife in order to
Yeah.
like make everything work out. I don't feel
hmm
that way anymore. I give myself so much more slack and yeah, I'm just like much more easygoing with myself. Almost at
hmm
times like kind of on purpose, just to be like, you know what, I can let it go. I don't have to be perfect. I'm human. I'm supported. I'm gonna do my vibrational work. I'm gonna tune myself up and it's gonna
Yeah,
work out. It's not that big of a deal. It's not
yeah,
this pressure. We're just kind of having fun and we slip up and it's fine. I don't, I have my recovery time is so much faster because I'm not
yeah.
being so hard on myself.
Mhm. Wow. That's just huge. I don't really have words for that. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Do you feel more authentically you? That's what I'm hearing. You feel
yeah,
more Omya, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I
Mm.
mean, I I absolutely love how much more I focus on what I'm passionate about, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that was like a huge spark from the beginning of the program too, seeing how, oh wow, this whatever topic that was bothering me that I'm processing, it ends
Mhm.
up bringing me to my
Yeah.
true self. Like,
Always. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it was astonishing to think about how
Mhm.
much time I've spent in my life focusing on problems, trying to fix
Yes.
them, because
Mhm.
underneath is all this passion of who I
Mhm.
really am and what do I like and what do I enjoy. And so now I spend so much more time actually enjoying the fruits of my labor, like
Mhm.
just enjoying like, wow, I'm homesteading, I've got gardens, I'm a mother that I've always wanted to be a mother, and I have this beautiful marriage and
Mhm.
all these different things like that's what I'm really passionate about. And that's what I'm wanting to enjoy when I'm focusing so hard on this problem, the prolapse or
Yeah.
whatever, you know,
Yeah.
just that I can be in nature and just enjoy this body on planet Earth
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like this magical experience. And so that's who I really am. I'm here to just kind of play and create and what do I want to do? Who's Omya, right? Like what do I
Mhm.
like? What do I want to create in my world? And now I'm so much more in touch with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not overly focused on these problems. I'm using them
Mhm.
to come back to myself and get more
Mhm.
and more connected to what I really want and what I want to create in my life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you made a really good point when you said you had all these kind of things in a box, particularly resentment, because it's so
Yeah.
common. And I've had a lot of women share with me, Jenny, I'm actually really scared to join your program because I'm afraid of what might come out,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Oh my
that
gosh.
resentment that,
That's
yeah. Can
another
you speak
fear.
to that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a fear I had because
Mm.
of where my relationship was at, where my marriage was at,
Mhm.
I felt like this is pretty darn good and I don't want to
Yeah.
mess with it, you know? And
Got
I knew
it.
that anger release was a thing and I feel
Mhm.
like especially in our modern world, there's a lot of like, oh, like if you have some problem in your relationship, like you just need to leave him, you know? Like, I feel
Mm.
like that's a common
Right.
thing, you know? Like, oh, and
Yeah.
I did not want to be told that. I was like, if I am told that I need to leave him because I'm bothered about something, this program is not going to work for me. That's just not
Yeah.
aligned for me. And
Yeah.
um, and of course, it was the opposite. It was like, no, 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 it's all about you. And just, focusing on yourself, and that
Yeah.
will all work itself out. It will all work
Yeah.
itself out.
Yeah.
And that was really aligned with, the methods I was using before anyhow, was just to focus on myself. And
Mhm.
but this just went to a whole nother level. But that was a huge fear I had. Also, yeah, that like I was gonna be told I need to do things in my relationship to set these firm boundaries or this and that, that I was just like that I don't want to do that. That doesn't resonate for me. That's not how I do things.
Yeah.
And I was like, shoots, like if that's her method, that's not gonna work for me. I was really worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's none of that, right?
No, none of that at all. Yeah. Yeah. I love how it's so like there's really no tough love in it at all. It's all about like ease and like
Hmm.
taking the pressure off and
Yeah.
like yeah, just like it's really gentle, which is
Yeah.
such a breath of fresh air, probably for every woman that has prolapse. I feel like we're probably all really hard on ourselves and very, the
Yeah.
type A, like rigid, kind of got to be
Yes.
this way. We got to be the best at everything. And this
Mhm.
is like, it just kind of gets right underneath that, you know,
Yeah.
and finds a
Yeah.
deeper place of relaxation
Mm.
and in a really embodied way, not just breathe until the anger goes away, you know?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Amazing. Hey, can you tell us a little bit more about because I know our niche loves to work out. So you've been running with
Oh,
your
yeah,
wolf
yeah.
dog. Have you been doing any other cool stuff, or is there any other cool stuff you want to do?
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. So I'm just baby wearing like a maniac, you know? And
I love it.
and so amazing, like just just to be free of all those thoughts I used to constantly have. Oh, is this gonna make it worse? Oh, should I do this? And I'm free. I'm free. I can do what I want with my body. And yeah, the day that I got my healing confirmation, I'd already was scheduled to go to my friend's house and I went and I told her and like I just was like letting the energy flow through my body and I just started squat jumping. I was like, I can jump, I'm jumping. I can't believe I
Love
can
it. That's hilarious.
jump.
Brilliant.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can jump. Like you never thought
Yeah.
you'd be so miss jumping, you know? And yeah, running. I've been slowly getting back into running, intervals, and then, picking up the mileage. The other day, I ran 3 miles with my dog, and I
Wow.
was like, yeah, big
That's huge.
milestone. And I feel
Yeah.
it felt great doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been doing some really fun, like mobility, weighted mobility, I'm like using dumbbells and doing deep squats and like all this dynamic
Nice.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing weight training again
Yeah.
and like even just like core work, like I was doing some core when I was trying to heal, but I had to be like I thought I had to be so careful, all about the pressure management, which, there's probably some truth to that, but now that I've healed, I'm like I can do any core exercise I want and and yeah, and the running really is just so thrilling. I'm just like just that was the dream, to get back to running. And the first couple times, like I really started to run, I just was like cheering. Like I was just literally running through my neighborhood. I mean, we're out in the jungle, but I was just like cheering and like laughing, like looking at my dog, like I can't believe this right now. I'm running.
Yeah. I remember doing that too. I remember just
Yeah.
realizing, wow, and being able to run and lift and getting that freedom back and that really, that empowered self, the part of you that gets the sweat and then be in the shower and feel all of that. It's such a great thing to have back, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. Yeah. And just that, the yeah, the empowerment, the freedom. It's like more than even the doing the action in the moment. It's
Totally.
knowing that you can, knowing
Yeah.
that I can do whatever I want with my body now,
Yeah.
like it's just, yeah, because that was for me the most crippling part of the prolapse was feeling restricted and fear of it
Yes.
getting worse and where's this going and I can't do what I want to do. It went
Mm-hmm.
from like moving my body and just
Mm.
all these things I was doing before, very, very active, like
Yeah.
that being the source of joy and like health for me and like it's so good for me. Now it was like, oh, this is bad for me. Like
Yeah, right.
I couldn't
Yeah.
even wrap my head around it. It just felt like such a loss of identity
Mm.
and like yeah, like I didn't even know who I was because that was my vision. I wanted to be a really active mom. I wanted to
Yeah.
carry my baby and work on the land, and so now I can again, and it's just like dream come true, and the knowing, the confidence that I'll be able to continue to do that,
Yeah.
through all the
Yeah,
babies
that's
that
huge.
that is so big for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. You've got Taylor leading the way, who obviously healed, had her second baby, postpartum checkup, stayed healed. She's doing all
Yeah.
her sports, mountain
Oh my
woman
God.
Taylor. So you've got
Yeah,
these women, and Katie's obviously be having her checkup before long. So you've got these
I
women ahead of
know.
you, which is really nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel really inspired about like, well, that was another cool thing from my story too, that you found out
Yeah.
about Taylor like the day we did my interview.
Yes, of
Yeah. Because you
course.
knew that I
Yeah.
wanted to have more children and
Yeah.
you found out that she healed, had her
Yes.
baby, and stayed healed. And so it was just like the perfect like message from the universe,
Right.
like, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I love the idea of, in the future, I mean now even, but as I have more babies and just like kind of having this amazing healing story under my belt for like anyone that has doubt, like I had a prolapse when I was only 26 years old, like
Yeah.
young and
Hmm.
healthy, someone you wouldn't think would get one. And I was
Yeah.
able to heal it and go on and have many more babies, no problems. Like, just like, that anything's possible. Anything's possible with the body. We can heal. Like, it's amazing. The healing forces of the energies of the universe, like that are in every cell of our body.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's beyond, We don't know how we heal a cut or a broken leg or anything. Our body just does it. And it's the same with the prolapse. We just have to get out of the way. That's it.
Hmm. I love it. You're such an ambassador for Unshakable You, so thank you. I feel like we'll have many more interviews after each baby, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't shut up about it. I'm just like, this has been so life-changing on every level. And like nothing to do with the prolapse. I'm like glad I got the prolapse so I can get into this program because forget the
It's,
prolapse. I mean, this is just a new way of life that's so amazing.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, everyone needs this.
Well, on that note, what would you say to somebody thinking about investing in Unshakable You?
Yeah, 100%, no doubt whatsoever. Do it immediately. Seriously. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I had my doubts, but I am so, so glad. It's worth every single penny and more. And like, it's just get ready for your entire life to change. Really.